I looked around my science classroom, I noticed that students were learning, I noticed they were involved, but they weren't motivated or engaged in what they were learning. It became clear during formative assessments that students were struggling in science. They were also struggling in literacy, and something needed to be done across the board to improve their scores, but also to help them to be successful learners. After searching the world of technology and speaking with coworkers and friends, I decided to implement a similar model to the ETC program. I thought that iGoogle would allow students to use some of their social networking. It would also help students organize, but also give them ownership. I also like the idea of blogging to share and research information, which would then incorporate all of the different content areas. To begin the action research with my students, I created a class website. I then had them complete a pre-cycle survey as well as a pre-test in class so that I knew that everyone would complete it, and if they had any questions they could ask. I then had them watch video tutorials that I had created on YouTube that they then completed to start their Gmail, their Blogger, and their iGoogle account in order to create their personal learning environment. Students then began blogging in class by going to the class website, where each week I posted a new blog. The research showed that blogging requires students to filter through information and to process it, so I provided students with a variety of prompts. Students had to go to the class website and read through the directions. They then had to, different weeks, go to interactives. Sometimes they had to listen to music and create their own song. Other times they had to watch a video and create a video or a written response. They even had the option sometimes to watch a TV show or to write about their own favorite game. And this allowed them to create, but it also allowed them to think about and process the information being given to them in their blog. Recently, I even had students adding pictures to their blog based on the feedback from my publishing group in media asset creation.
Except for adding the pictures to it, it's going to come with videos to add pictures and stuff, and then for your walls, you'll have the background pictures and stuff.
Research also showed that blogging benefited students by creating classroom community, encouraging student voice, and also providing opportunities for learning.
Science made me feel more smarter because it made me feel like an academic thing. Like I could create my own websites. I actually know how to blog now. Email my own friends. Ask them for help. It actually made me feel like I don't have to be afraid to ask for help.
Classmates can explain it better than your teacher can because they can relate to you more. And what I like about blogging is being able to read other people's blogs and see how they feel about certain subjects.
Consistent with the research, I attempted to choose topics and assignments that were inspiring to students, that promoted thought, that also related to them, and could connect at a variety of different learning styles.
It's a very good experience for us because we get to find the resources on our own, and it's a way of going on the internet without playing games and stuff like that.
I really like the blogging, and I'm very fond of it because it was a challenge for me and my peers. It made us think about the stuff that we had to do rather than sit in class and look in a textbook or a packet or something or do packets for homework. Like, we actually had to think about our questions.
Throughout the process of blogging, I had students commenting and writing comments to each other that would then enhance the writing process and the collaborative writing that blogging would allow for.
I've actually been able to improve my writing. People have been commenting on what I've done right, what I've done wrong, things I need to improve on, things that I've done well, and just my blogs in general, how they learn my ideas.
Consistent with the research, I did see an improvement in the length of writing as well as in the process of writing because of the peer motivation of the audience.
It did improve a lot in my writing. Yeah, Miss Radio even said so. Because I used to be like having 2s and 2s, now I'm getting 3s and 4s, and I'm really happy about that. And the blogging, it's actually not hard actually. It's actually fun. You just have to write paragraphs. You can write more. Sometimes I write 3 because I like to get a lot of information and get a lot of comments.
Throughout the many weeks of blogging, students did improve on the amount of writing that they did, but they also improved on the type of comments that they were giving to each other. Their overall motivation towards science class improved, as well as towards their blog. And most importantly, their standardized open-ended test scores did improve. 92% of students who consistently blogged each week also improved on their open-ended assessment scores from the second assessment to the fourth. In addition to supporting open-ended response improvement with the use of blogging, my research also found that when students are held accountable for their comments by having to leave them on their own page, they're more likely to comment consistently, as well as leave better comments for their classmates in order to improve their writing. The mission of Foundation Academy Charter School, where I work, is to ensure that all students secure the knowledge and skills to prepare them for the nation's finest high schools and colleges. I'm confident that my action research has brought me one step closer to achieving this mission based on the responses of my students.
Vlogging this year was actually pretty much fun because we never really did that in our other schools. So, I made a blog and I got to communicate with other people, and it's a much faster way of being able to do work because I'm really good at typing on the computer, so being able to just do an assignment on the computer, it helped me to learn more about technology, and it's faster and it's much more fun.
It's more fun. You feel more independent, especially when you're able to go home and do it other than just sitting in class. Like being able to have your own passwords and stuff, it feels a little more like you're on the next stage for it. Like blogging is really fun. It's go on a computer and we get to blog on our friends' comments and blog on our other blogs. It's real fun because it's the only class and only time we get to really use the computers. And I think it's getting us prepared for high school and college when we got to type up huge papers and do research projects.
And blogging is just the best thing in the world. Gmail, all that stuff that we do in the studies class is the best thing this year. I would hope we do it next year.
Overall, the success of my action research has now led me closer to my mission and has now given me a new mission. According to the research, educators must work together to ensure that every American has access to experiences and skills needed to become a full participant and be articulate in understanding media. And now I'm on my way to finding other ways to make that happen. During the EMDT course, I presented at a charter school conference and exposed other educators to technology. Based on my action research, I now know that I have so much more to share with teachers. I went into education to change the world one child at a time, and I realized that I would have a greater impact if I changed one teacher at a time. So I'm really looking forward to presenting at conferences and professional development opportunities, starting with my action research and then moving on to the other opportunities that technology has to offer to educators. And as my action research comes to a close, I'm looking for all of the new opportunities that are to come for educators and for myself.